What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another CCC commentary. The matches are coming thick and fast. This one is a week 3 match between the Blackthorn City Beartics and the Bay State Beedrills. This one was organised 2 or 3 days after the week 2 deadline, so really quick. I've been struggling to keep up with the matches, but we're here, we're getting there. Not much to report on this match other than Nick has traded his Azumarill in. He traded that with Kanto for the Politoed. Which gives him a lot more physical offense, not like he needed it with a Metagross. Shay's team remains the same as from week 1. She's got a lot of specific firepower, but the main thing that Nick has had a problem with in prep, when I've been prepping with him, was the Mr. Mime Galar, a very underrated Pokemon, sitting in C tier that can do a lot of damage while not dying itself. But we'll see what Nick has in store. It's going to be a really close match, as always. Hopefully Shay can at least improve on her first game. She's getting to grips with her team a bit more, so we'll see some maybe better plays than what she had in week 1. I know she's had more time to prep this week, but Nick has also been rushed. So we'll see. It should be a fairly even game, but let's get straight in. Let the battle begin. Shay selecting her team. This is going to be an amazing match. I can't wait for this. If Nick wins, it's going off to a week 4 playoff decider. Shay kind of needs this win as a first week loss. So she has brought the Whim, the Cypher, the Xurkitree, Raichu Alola, Goodra, and the Kangaskhan coming up against the TikTok Krokorok, Mr. Rhyme, the Genie, which is Tornadus, Metagross, Porygon Z, and the Chandelure. Now, Nick has to think about this because that Raichu Alola and that Xurkitree can get up some real good momentum. I think Tornadus has to come if you see the Whims are caught. But I'm not against this lead of Mr. Rhyme and the Chandelure. Metagross probably has a free entry here. She doesn't have to. The only thing I can think is like a Sunny Day Whimsicott with a Weather Ball Goodra, or she's felt like it's comfortable enough to maybe go EQ, Kangaskhan, Flamethrower, Goodra. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, that 4th slot. It depends if Nick wants this speed. He wants to match her speed control. It's so hard. He's gone for the Genie. He's gone for the Genie. I'm not against that. I'm not against the Metagross not coming this game. She might have prepped too heavy for it. But let's see. We're going into game 1, turn 1. Oh. Even my heart's going. And I'm just on commentary. Damn. Here we go. Shay is going to lead Martha and Amp. So is this a follow me? Okay, this is follow me Tailwind, I believe. Nick's got to be careful of that Raichu is Psychic, so it will have access to Shadow Ball. But what we've seen is Lumiere is Scarfed, so this Heat Wave should do massive amounts of damage. I'm expecting a follow me. Helping Hand does go before follow me. Okay, she's done the taunt. Okay. So this Heat Wave's coming out. And they're both down to a sliver. The Raichu lives on a sliver. Oh, the burn! The burn is massive on Martha. They use the electric terrain, so she's going to get the speed boost off that way. But the burn's going to take the Whimsicott down. Oh no, that is so unlucky for Shay. So the Whimsicott has only got away with a taunt. Where does Shay go from here, Tesla? Okay, so she's planning on the snowball, I imagine. Maybe a speed swap here. The speed swap into the Tesla could be a massive play. Nick's got to be so careful. Oh no, his controller's running out of battery. This is great for the Krokorok here. It just depends if she wants to go for an energy ball. I can see the electric move coming in, so there's no harm in swapping Krokorok in. Will she expect this to be Choice Scarf? Maybe not. I think another Heat Wave is probably the play. Let's see what Shay does. Gets the Intimidate off. It's not going to matter because these two are both special attackers. I'm expecting a Thunderbolt into who? Rising Voltage doesn't affect. What an amazing switch for Nick. The Heat Wave comes off and it kills the Raichu Alola. Now this Tesla's also going to use Rising Voltage into Lumiere. Lumiere was no chance of living that, but Lumiere has done his job. In for the Beast Boost, here we go. So this is going to be the bit of snowballing here. And I imagine Nick is going to go back into... Is he going to go for the Genie? The Focus Sash plays are pretty cool, but I think money comes in here to tank another hit. Oh, I just don't know. It's so hard. It's so hard. I suppose he's got the Focus Sash on the Genie. And in comes Gary. Okay. Now this is a bit of a problem. So I think Nick's play here is to knock off Gary, the Goodra, and Air Slash Tesla. Gary is going to do some serious damage. It just depends on what he is. I think the Tornadus will outspeed the Tesla, so you're pretty safe in that end. It's just with Mr. Rhyme in the back, it should be okay because I'm assuming he has an ice move ready for Gary. It's just if it's Assault Vest, it might be able to tank the way out. But I think that is the correct play to get the knockoff in. And I mean, a Protect is not bad here. If it was me, maybe just an Air Slash would do. In comes a Protect. Tesla uses Protect as well, so great. A good read from Nick. Not exposing his Genie to any unneeded attacks. It is Expert Belt Gary for a Hydro Pump. This could kill. And Queen Mean lives. Oh, the chonk. The pure chonk. Now I think Nick's in a nice position here. I don't think Knockoff is going to do it again. So maybe a Protect. Don't reveal anything. I mean, the high horsepower is probably a better play into Tesla. You just need to split your damage on this turn. I don't think you need the Tailwind, but if he feels like he needs to get it up for the Mr. Rhyme, or maybe the Mr. Rhyme in the back, that's probably the best play. Nick's thinking one turn ahead, which is great. The high horsepower comes in. Tesla's going to go down. We're going to see what this Goodra's packing for maybe the Tornadus, maybe a switch up for the Thunderbolt, and Ice Beam. Okay, so that's good knowledge for Nick, knowing that there's probably going to be another Ice Beam going into the Tornadus here. And now it's going to be Tornadus and Money versus the Goodra itself. Gary is sat on half HP, so I don't think Gary's going to be able to tank this too hard. Especially now he knows that it's not Assault Vest. So at this point you've got double damage into Gary, and I'm assuming this is going to do enough. And in comes the Ice Beam, because of the Tailwind. Very well played from Nick there. Picking up the 4-co. With the initial straps working very well. Same team for Shay. Okay, so I don't think Nick's got a problem here in going same leads. He knows he's going to do massive damage. He could lead the Genie. I don't think Shay saw that it was Focus Sash. I don't think Shay got a chance to attack it. So that's really good to have as an unknown for Nick in the back. I'm not against the Metagross, but I feel like there's no point changing it up. Yep. So Nick's going to keep it the same. Or not. He's thinking about it. He is thinking about it. What would... If it was me, I'd probably go the same team. There's like... He wasn't threatened at all from that offense. He had enough to deal with everything. And the Chandelier was enough. It's just whether or not that Kangaskhan is scrappy or not. I don't believe it will be. Okay, he's pulling it. He's pulling out the Chandelier. So I imagine the Metagross is coming in. So he's going... Oh, no. He's thinking. No, he is. He's He's going with the same four. He deselected them all to reselect them all again. Oh, the pro players. Okay, so let's see if Shay swaps up her leads. What could Shay get from this match? And here we go, game 2. 1-0 to Nick. Martha and Betty. Okay, so I believe this is the Kangaskhan. Okay. So has she got a scrappy Kangaskhan? Nick's got to be wary of this. He could potentially swap out. He could potentially Trick Room. I wouldn't be clicking Trick Room until I've seen the Tailwind. This is going to be one of those plays where it's going to teeter. It's really going to teeter away from whether if you click that Trick Room, you're going on a hot prediction. Swapping in Queen Mean would find that this is a good play because he will find out if it's scrappy or not. He will see which ability pops. We're about to find out. Scrappy. Okay, so she has run the Scrappy for the fake out. And she does get the taunt off again. I'm not quite sure what she's taunting the Mr. Rhyme for. Mr. Rhyme's going to do the Ice Beam. It will live on... Unfortunately, this is going to live on 1. But now what Nick has to deal with is the Tailwind, I imagine. She's now going to get this speed control in. Kangaskhan's now going to start doing an attack, but depends on what Kangaskhan's packing and how this Kangaskhan is built. I'm expecting a Tailwind from the Whimsicott as a parting gift. But if I'm Nick, I'm keeping the Whimsicott in. I'm doubling into that Kangaskhan. Okay, so Nick's going to opt to get rid of it, and he's going to knock off the Kangaskhan. Probably holding a Choppleberry, unless it's Silk Scarf. It could be Silk Scarf. And she sent out the Tesla. Okay, so Nick's going to get some okay damage on Tesla here. We mean uses a knockoff. That's massive damage. It is the Silk Scarf. And she is running the Drain Punch set again. So that's going to be a lot of HP back for that Kangaskhan. Almost back up to full. Let's see how much this Ice Beam does on the Xurkitree. I'm expecting over half. Yes. And crucially for Nick, no Tailwind here. So I think the fastest thing on the field is this Crocodile. But I'd be super scared of the Sucker Punch from Kangaskhan. It's just whether or not Nick wants to predict this. I think you're safe with an Ice Beam into Tesla. Or a Protect is a pretty good play. I imagine Shay's going to Sucker Punch the Crocodile. Okay, so no Sucker Punch comes off. Tesla's down. It is Life Orb. We didn't get to see that. Betty's using Double Edge. Oh, man, that's going to do some serious damage. And the Ice Beam's going to come in. I don't think this will kill. Can Nick fish for a freeze? Mr. Rhyme has shook off the taunt. I imagine a Whimsicott's coming back in. Yes. Okay, so is it time for Tailwind? I've said it's got to click Tailwind 3 times in a row, and she hasn't clicked Tailwind yet. I think Nick just has to split his damage here and understand that one of these mons is going down, unfortunately, if she does click Tailwind. I can see a Drain Punch coming in. But if Nick can predict the Drain Punch with a Hot Protect... Oh, it's okay. He's clicked the Sucker Punch and it's fine. I completely missed what he clicked. I thought he clicked Ice Beam. The Sucker Punch is coming in. The Moonblast. Unfortunately, the Berry is not going to save this Crocodile from going down. So this makes me think that this win doesn't have Tailwind. So now Nick has a Choice Scarf, Chandelier to come in and potentially sweep. Depending if it's Gary in the back. We haven't seen Shay's last mon, and it is Gary. It is Gary the Goodra. Okay, so this is far from over yet, but Nick has taken solace in the fact that this Goodra is not Assault Vest. But I think the correct play is probably a Mystical Fire. Mr. Rhyme here is... It's such a hard play. I'm not against getting the Genie out. Or if I'm Nick, I'm pretty sure he had a Shadow Ball. A Shadow Ball into Gary will do a fair bit, and it's not resisted. But the game is probably dependent on this turn. Let's have a look. So he's going for an Ice Beam, which is, I think, is fair. And a Heat Wave. So he's going to lock himself into Heat Wave. Martha does go for the Tailwind. So has Gary taken out the... It hasn't missed. And Money lives. That's massive. That's absolutely massive. I think this might be a bit too much for the Goodra. Unless she has a Muddy Water or some type of spread move. I think Nick might just have this in the bag with the Sucker Punch. I don't think the Helping Hand is the play. I definitely think the Sucker Punch and just a single target Heat Wave, it will do just fine. The problem is that he's seen that the Goodra outspeeds, but I think just splitting your damage here is not giving her an opportunity to get any mons of yours to die. I suppose this is a safe switch because he has a Focus Sash. And he's going to see how much the Sucker Punch does. It does do enough. So Nick is going to pick up a 3-0 win and a 2-0 over the 2 games. That's a GG to Nick. Very well played. And that puts Nick at a 3-0, I believe, tied with Luke. So we are going to have a guaranteed playoffs match in week 4 to see, well, who gets guaranteed playoffs. Is it going to be Luke? Is it going to be Nick? We'll find out in the next week. Bye-bye!